All right, seventh inning stretch back with you on a Friday edition. Turn off that Oregon Indiana game and get your booty over here for a little baseball talk as we're ready to hit on some good stuff here. We're going to get into some of the best free agent pitchers still available. We're going to hit on the Cubs a little bit, Braves, Astros, some interesting off seasons they've had along the way. Kind of a little interesting topic. We're going to go over the best second baseman we've ever seen. And then I think I got Logan on a trivia this week. Seventh inning stretch starts now. All right, Logan Stone, we are officially 2026. We are here. We're with the free agencies. Had some kind of like, we're starting to get smaller moves, right? Like some of these like 1 year deals that are starting to be had throughout. And now we're still waiting for some of the big fish to fall here. I kind of we kind of talked a lot about Bellinger and Tucker, and they're obviously the studs, Bichette, Bregman. We've hit on them a little bit. I kind of wanted to go back now to where we were probably, I think we started this about 5 weeks ago. We kind of looked at the starting pitchers, where they were at, and then especially with Cease getting the massive deal from Toronto. So taking a look at some of the best free agents we still have available, we have Valdez, Suarez, Gallen, Bassett. I put Giolito, Buehler there, some other guys as well that we're looking at. What for you is the most, are you kind of surprised by anything these guys haven't gone yet? Are you not surprised? Like, who do you like? Like, where are you at with the starting pitching market here?
Yeah, I mean, Ranger and Framber are kind of the big ones that I'm surprised by. I really thought that with the lockout lingering that we were going to kind of not see as much holdouts.
Yeah.
But it seems like we've got a lot of holdouts, and it's kind of disappointing because I think teams don't like it when it's January and big free agents have still not signed and they're holding out. Yep. And I don't think free agents like that. And so it's kind of weird. So it's not my favorite. I think Bregman is also an interesting, interesting that he hasn't signed. It sounds like the Cubs are trying to get him, which is would be a big move. Yep. And then, there hasn't really been any trades. The Cabrera trade is kind of the only big one.
Yeah, no, that has been the only trade. We'll kind of get into that one a little bit with the Cubs too. I kind of found that trade very interesting, so I'm kind of interested to get your thoughts on that. That trade has been moved there with it. What do you think about Framber though? Like, the Astros, they went to sound email from the Japanese pitcher there. We'll get into the Astros a little bit on a bigger picture as well, but where do you feel like Valdez's market is? Like, Cease gets the 210, gets the big contract. Do you feel like Valdez will be in that 150 range a little bit, 5 years, $30 million a year? Do you think the situation he had there with the catcher is going to make any difference at all? Like, where are you with Valdez a little bit before we get to Suarez here? He's just an interesting guy. Like, I've always thought he's a great pitcher. He's different, but what do you make of him a little bit?
He's a really great pitcher. I mean, probably one of the most overlooked pitchers. Like, whenever you say top 5 pitchers in MLB right now, you don't really think about him, but he probably should get a lot more credit than he does. Yeah. And it's probably just because he's part of that Astros team that was so dominant for years. And then last season, 2025, he had a 3.66 ERA, which is a career high for him. Mm-hmm. And so it's kind of interesting. But his FIP was was 337, which is astounding for a pitcher. He's always stayed in that 330s, 350s range, and that's really good for a pitcher. So all that to say, like, I think 5 years is correct.
Yeah.
I'd probably say he's looking at 30, 35 million a year.
Okay.
But I think teams are wanting 25, 27 million AAV. Yep. I don't think he's not going to be the highest paid player, I don't think. But and he may want to, but I just don't think he is going to. And especially with that thing that with the catcher, I mean, it was one event and it's probably the only mark on his record, but it was a pretty big mark. And
It
so
was.
that's just it's kind of sad. I mean, I don't know. Like, I think he deserves the bag, but it's also, you totally tried to injure your own teammate.
Insanity.
And yeah, and so it's kind of like you kind of put yourself in this mess. And so
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of weird that the market hasn't really played out for him, but then again, he's probably waiting on Ranger Suarez, and Ranger Suarez is probably waiting on Valdez.
And you were
And
saying
so
that's what's happening with Tucker and Bellinger, what we were talking this week as well earlier in it. Valdez. It's funny, what was the Giants not G, it wasn't Posey, but I think it was he's the president, but the GM said that they're very comfortable with their team and I'm with their pitching staff, right? And the reason I brought the Giants with that is that's a team that needs another starter. That's a team that needs another starter, and they're basically saying, well, we're not going to pay one of these top guys to get there. So I wonder where that market goes with the starting pitchers. Like Cease got it. The Blue Jays have been the aggressive team out of all this, right? They've been by far, they feel like they're dictating the market this year more than any team, right? They definitely are. They wouldn't sign the right-handed hitter this year, or what was it this week as well from Japan as well, the 29-year-old guy. So they got him as well. I feel like Suarez will be back in Philadelphia though. Do you? I mean, they gotta have Wheeler's out. They have to have if they're not signing him, then who are they? They got to get somebody to replace him, somebody to eat up those innings, right?
I don't know. I mean, I said that Schwarber wasn't going back to Philly, and the next day he signed. So I don't want to count the Phillies out, but I can't. I think the Orioles are going to make a huge play for him. I think the Mets need to make a play. Giants, obviously. I think there's a couple teams that really need a starting pitcher and have been looking. I mean, the Cubs still could be in on him.
Yeah.
And I just, I
Wouldn't it
don't.
be fun to
I
see
think
the
there's
Orioles go? Wouldn't it be fun to see the Orioles go and get somebody
that
like
would
that
be
too?
so awesome. I mean, it would be nice to see them compete financially with other teams. So all that to say, I just think that there's a lot of teams going in.
Yeah.
And I don't know if the Phillies can financially withstand paying him $30 million more than the next team. And so
it's going to be interesting with, where do the Tigers lie in this too? Like, I've kind of started to hear some rumors with them with Valdez as well. Are they in the mix for some of these guys that, I know obviously they have the Scooble thing with the trades there, but I don't believe those trade rumors. I just don't see it happening. If anything, you would add on top of that maybe a cheaper pitcher, or not. Well, I shouldn't say cheaper pitcher. That's not the right word, but somebody that's going to be a little bit more economical for you than a Scooble's going to cost you in a massive contract. So, and maybe go for it 1 year, right? Maybe make a push. You're like, all right, we might lose Scooble, but we can get this other guy for 150 or something like that. That's maybe where I think Suarez is nasty. I mean, he's got really good stuff. That changeup he has is as electric as you get from a lefty too. So I'm really fascinated where Valdez and Suarez go. I'm not. How do you feel about Gallen? Are you still high on it? Like I'm not sure where I'm still trying to kind of figure out maybe the World Series year. Yeah, you got this, but is he still like an ace? Is he like that tier? Is he tier 3? I don't know. I'm having a hard time with him a little bit.
He's probably a 2, possibly a 1A. I think we undervalue him just because he had a bad season.
Yeah, no, I get that.
With a bad team, honestly, and
True.
So I don't know. I think he's still a solid pitcher. I'm surprised he hasn't been snatched up.
Okay.
But it is just weird that he's kind of in a weird purgatory where people want him, but they also don't want him. He's a risk factor. He's kind of third in line of top guys. I mean, people would rather have Framber or Ranger, and it's just kind of weird. So Gallen, I don't know. It's weird. Merrill Kelly just re-signed with the D-backs, so I wonder if Gallen ends up doing a 1-year deal re-signing with the D-backs or another team and just says, okay, here's my prove it deal, and
the Mets and
goes
Orioles
off.
really seem to be rumored with Gallen. Those seems to be some big rumors. We got low and away saying give me Valdez. I like that name, by the way, low and away. Give me Valdez and Gallen. Yes, if he could give me out of those guys. So you obviously believe in him in low and away Gallen on that side of it. And I think to your point, there is a little reward there at Gallen because he had such a low down year last year that usually a player comes back more motivated, right? A little bit more in that setting. You'll see what Valdez gets. You'll probably see what Suarez gets, and he's going to end up a little less than them, more than likely. It's the Mets are consistently involved. I'm just curious out of these, like the three guys, right? We would say those are the three best pitchers that's still available starting wise. I would think that we're agreeing with here on this side. It'll be curious to me. I'm really fascinated what teams. What surprise team we're not hearing makes maybe a push? Like last year, I thought there was no chance the D-backs would go out and get, why is the guy escaping me? The ex-Brewers pitcher Burns there, right? Oh. So I was really surprised when that happened. So I'm curious, you didn't hear many rumors about them. So I'm curious if there's like a team out there that we're not expecting to maybe make a surprise move here and sign one of these guys. Like, I've kind of heard Angels rumors randomly about Gallen as well. That would be like a random team, right? And so I'm just curious what team in these pitchers' markets might jump some of these other teams. Well, there it is. These Cards could use some help for a couple of years developing the young arms. I think they've made it clear they're not signing guys, but that is a good point. That would be a great guy to get.
I mean, and the thing about like the Angels and even the Cardinals, like if you sign, like my philosophy is if you're a bad team and you're rebuilding like the Cardinals and kind of the Angels, you need to sign these guys, these relief pitchers, these starting pitchers, and, pay them whatever.
Yeah.
And you say, and then if you suck in the middle of the season, guess what? You can trade them for way more than they're worth. And, we saw it like last year when, all these pitchers got moved at the deadline because they're the hottest commodity at the deadline. And so it's kind of weird to me. It's so baffling. Like, I think these 1-year prove it deals are like so advantageous for teams. I could see the Angels, honestly. I don't see the Cardinals, but the thing about these 1-year prove it deals is it's, these players, they get 1 year to prove it, but they still get $20 million. And a lot of teams don't want to shell out $20 million for a player. And so it's kind of weird.
It will be. I wanted just to go back to Suarez real quick in one sense, because I feel like he might have the most upside out of all these guys still. Like, it sounds like Valdez might set the market and then Suarez goes here. But I think the fact for me that the Phillies are so silent on him, for me, tells me that they're just waiting. It makes me think that they're going to be the team he goes to. I don't know why that is. It's just like you're hearing there's their mum on him. But I wouldn't be. I'm just curious what that team is that maybe cracks the code on them and says, we're going to go that way. Like, would the Rangers do something like that? Or are they kind of fully out of it? Are they fully rebuilding? So I'd be curious where that goes in terms of Suarez, like actually going to another team where I just don't see it happening. So it's hard for me to wrap my mind around him going somewhere else. I mean, is there a world where like the Dodgers could swing one of these guys too? I mean, I'm not hearing their rumors, and that's what scares me too about it. You know what I mean? Sometimes, like they've gone full out in pitching, and then they went bullpen this year a little bit more, and they're always going to be a factor there. So I don't know. We'll see where that goes. And then, like I said, I would think the Red Sox would be in on one of these guys, especially Gallen to me. Especially Gallen.
If the Cubs go buy two of these guys on a 1-year deal, any combo
makes these guys World Series contenders. It says Cleveland could pick up one of these guys up. If it's a 1-year deal, all bets are off. Any
Yeah.
team could get him on a 1-year deal. Any team could sign that.
Yeah, I don't see Ranger or Framber going on a 1-year deal, but I do see Gallen. I think how old is
If it's a 1-year deal, Logan, it's going to be something like Bregman's contract, where it's
yeah.
like a 3-year deal with a player opt out on the first.
Yeah.
Or a Bellinger type of situation.
Yeah, which is basically a 1-year deal, unless they suck, which kind of pigeonholes the team.
Yeah. Dodgers will stab at the best one left whenever they decide that time is right, and the Red Sox make too much sense to go make a run. Yeah. I mean, I still think the Red Sox need another arm. I have the Red Sox and the Giants in that same position. It's funny they traded last year, but I look at both of them saying they have a 1 and a 2, but there's a kind of a drop of it. I mean, I guess Robbie Ray, right? I'd rather have over Sonny Gray, I guess, at that 2 spot. So it's kind of like both have Webb. They got their aces over there. But I would really like to see them make a move at one of these guys as well. So I don't know. I don't know where that is. So Josh, I think that's Josh Edwards. Is that you in the building? I feel like I recognize that. That is Edwards.
Yeah.
Give us the
if you say Boston Tom, there's only one. That's what I was thinking. I was like, I don't know who Lone Away is, but wait, why is Josh on the comment section and not on here?
Because he knows that we have to be off at an hour.
Oh my goodness, Josh!
Hey, I like it, Josh. I
here.
like it. Hey, at least he's part. If that is you, Mr. Edwards, I hope you're doing well, man. I hope you're doing good. Is FF not trying to improve it? A chance to do that? The A's aren't going after them. We're going out. They can't even get a name named after them. We can't even be there with it. So I got the kids running around. That's all right. It's good to see you though. Get in the comments more when you can, man. I hope you're doing well out there. Hopefully we can keep you entertained out here for a little bit, talking some baseball. It's good to hear from you, my friend.
You know, it's funny, like that comment where he said, I disagree with their philosophy. I was like, that's such a stupid take right there.
Yeah, that's Edwards. I know that.
I knew it was Edwards before.
That's hilarious.
Before I even knew.
So those are the 3 guys. And then when I put Bassett, Giolito, and Buehler on there, I thought I would say out of those 3 guys, I kind of would take a chance on Lucas Giolito. I'm not saying I'd pay him big money, but he did some things with the Red Sox last year that I liked. He really established the strike zone more than he had before, and he throws hard. And he got strikeout stuff. He went deep into games last year, so maybe the Red Sox re-sign him and he's their guy. But if I was a team, I'm not saying I would go all out, Logan, with him, but he would be a guy I would consider a high upside guy. I know he has injury history though.
Well, the thing with Giolito is if the Red Sox re-sign Giolito, like, you know, it's kind of one of those moves that it's like, yeah, you made a move and maybe it improved the team a little bit, but Red Sox fans they would storm Fenway Park and torch the place. I mean, honestly, if their big signing was trading for Sonny Gray and then signing Lucas Giolito and saying, okay, we're good, guys. We lost Alex Bregman, but we got Wilson Contreras. It's like, I mean, it's just one of those things. Like if the Red Sox re-signed him, it would kill everything. All this like good momentum that they had.
Yeah.
And
do you think the Blue Jays would sign another one of these guys? Or are they done? Like, how far are they going to stretch this thing? Because they still have Bo Bichette. You think it's going to be hitter oriented? I think that's where they're going, right?
Yeah,
I mean, going to be a pitcher now.
I mean, they're kind of stuck with Gossman. They have who's Yosevich. Yeah. They also got who's the other guy that was good for them last year?
Starter?
Man, I wanted. Yeah, starter.
Escaping me. Yeah, no, that. The Blue Jays though, I think it's interesting their depth too as well. I mean, Bassett, they kind of moved him to the bullpen. Barrios, yes, yeah. He can be a little up and down as well. In there, but it'd be interesting what they do with Bassett too.
Well, but like they have Bieber, Gossman, Cease, Barrios, Yosevich, and Cody Ponce.
Yeah,
I mean that's a 6-man rotation right there.
Yep, they're probably done.
Yeah, I mean, and Cody Ponce is supposed to. I mean, he won the MVP back to back in the Korean leagues,
Yep.
which doesn't really mean anything in America. But it's not like winning the MVP or the Cy Young in Japan. But I mean, they're really excited about this guy,
Yeah.
and so I mean, I'm kind of excited for the guy too. So I don't know, I don't know who the odd man out in this rotation is,
Yeah.
unless they just expect someone to get injured. And have Yasevich in the bullpen for a while. But I mean, I kind of think that they're going to try to trade Barrios.
Are you a Walker Bueller
There,
guy?
I don't know. It's kind of like
You
I
got
kind of
the
feel
game winning out in games. We got the game winning save, right? That's good.
he's a proven talent, but it's like he's been so off the last 2-3 years
Yeah.
that I don't know. And he's had so many. I think he's had 2 Tommy John surgeries and like so many injuries other than
Yeah.
that. Like I think that might have screwed him up in the head. So I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know if he can ever fully recover mentally and physically from that. And this was kind of his prove it year deal and he kind of muffed it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of feel like he's still good. Like I wouldn't want to get him. But I kind of think like whoever does get him is going to be like, oh man, he's going to be like he's going to turn this whole thing around. Like he's going to make the Angels a contender.
Yeah.
So,
Now, Josh, he's doing YouTube videos. It's not happening anymore. The dream is dead. It's not happening
yeah,
anymore. It's not happening.
I
Yeah.
was thinking about Bauer the other day. I was like, man,
throwing
just
balls out of center field.
you would get such a crap storm, but man, it
it
might
might
be
work.
worth it.
One team. Yeah, I don't know. I just find this pitching market just as fascinating as the hitters left too. I don't know why these top 3 guys to me kind of are interesting. So I thought that was kind of a good way to start the show, kind of get us kind of locked in on that. And as we kind of discussed some of it, I kind of wanted to focus on these 3 teams. We've kind of been doing a little bit team by team, right? We've been Reds, just kind of checking on some of these teams where they're at with the postseason. By the way, Dustin May signing with the Cardinals. They're hoping that he'll be one of those low-key guys that they can turn around just from a Cardinals standpoint.
He's solid. He just gets injured.
Absolutely. That's by far. And kind of the same thing as Walker Bueller, right? I mean, it's kind of the same idea with him and Giolito as well. I mean, Giolito's had plenty of injuries. He missed all of last 2 years ago, right? So, so the reason I kind of was thinking of these teams a little bit, Logan, as we were leading up to it, is these are 3 teams that I would say over the last, the Braves, last 10 years have been a big part of more. The Cubs are kind of ready to make a little push again. Where do you lie with them a little bit here? Let's start with the Cubbies. Let's start with the team in the NL Central there a little bit. What are you making of the Cubs offseason? They still have a lot to do. The Tucker decision is going to be a big one. So out of these teams, where do you have a little bit more confidence as we get closer to the spring?
Of the 3 teams?
Yeah.
Or just the Cubs right now?
Well, we'll hit on the Cubs, but who do you have more confidence in as we get closer?
I think it's the Cubs. They're trying. The Braves are it's kind of weird. Like, even though they're not making additions, it's not a bad thing necessarily. It's not like the whole world is falling apart. They need a shortstop. Bo Bichette, I think, is a perfect fit.
Yeah.
And then the Astros, I don't know. They signed MI. But
the rotation's not bad.
It's not, but it's also an aging Altuve. Christian Walker is way too old. Bad contract. They can't get rid of him. Carlos Correa is whatever.
Yeah.
Their outfield is kind of a mess. Yordan Alvarez missed a big chunk of last season, and even when he is healthy, he's very hit and miss. Like, He is really hot, and when he's hot, he hits bombs no matter what. But then he goes a month cold, and it's I have no I don't have any confidence in them, and they have no depth. I've been saying this for 4 years now, and they have no depth, and it's kind of biting them in the butt. And I said this a couple weeks ago. I think you should offload Correa, get rid of Altuve, get rid of Hader, and just kind of rebuild in a sense. Alvarez too. I think get back some of this, rebuild your farm system so that way you have, because that's how that championship team was built. Correa was the number 1 pick in 2015. Bregman was one of the top picks in whatever year. Altuve was a great prospect. I mean, they had a lot of homegrown talent, and they're really good at building their farm system. But it's kind of, they've gotten rid of way too many guys that they can't create. I mean, you can put, all these players in the Dodgers farm system and they're still going to be crap. Crap players are still going to be crap. So, and so the Astros, so for me, it's the Cubs. I think the Cubs, I mean, they traded for Edward Cabrera. They have a really good team. They were number 2 in the division last year. They got a wild card spot. They lost in the wild card round, I believe. It's so long ago now, I can't even remember. But no,
I hear you.
And they're in on Bregman, and I think if they sign Bregman, I think it's honestly a new team, and I think that's a really good thing. And if they signed Ranger Suarez on top of that, which I don't think they will, but I mean that's a solid rotation. Matthew Boyd, Jameson Tyone, Shota Imanaga, Justin Steele should be coming back. So,
this is what it looks like with the Astros kind of projected, rotation there. We got Brown, Javier, McCullers, and the Burrows, who they just traded for as well. I mean, not a terrible, rotation. I mean, any chance? I mean, it seems like with that signing that Valdez is gone. Would you agree? Are you kind of done with him? Yeah. Okay. So he's out.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think they got Burrows just to, to get rid of him.
Yeah.
So I think that was just a Valdez replacement, kind of a Band-Aid, which is so weird because when you look at that team, Hunter Brown, top 3 in Cy Young last year. Christian Javier is a really good pitcher. And then this MI guy is supposed to be solid. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, so I'm kind of curious where. That's why I thought these 3 teams together were I was kind of like first start with the Braves, and I was like, Astros have done so. I'm like, I kind of feel like they're in the same boat a little bit to me. So that's where it is. Oldest one says hi. Hello to the oldest one. Hell yeah. Are we staying out of trouble? How are we doing?
Hey, she needs to come on the show too, just for 5 minutes. Listen, tell Dad to let you on just for a couple minutes. Then you can go to bed. Tell him Santa said, come on.
Uncle Logan is here in the building. I
think it's Godfather Logan. Okay?
Godfather Logan. Well,
I'm pretty sure I get the kids at Josh meets his demise with too much Bush lattes.
she's over there with it. That's
or
hilarious.
moonshine.
Or moonshine. Yeah. Josh might need some moonshine after watching the kids. That's where he's probably.
That's why he hasn't been on the show in months. He's been like out in the caves with his little distiller and just poking that fire.
He's trying to get.
He's not able to walk home.
That's hilarious. The Braves. Okay. Tyler's 125 win Braves team. So you know what I mean? I kind of find them. They're always a fascinating team. I kind of feel like with them being so bad last year, it's kind of like that thing of a bounce back year. I feel like they will be much better this year. I'm not going to go to that far with it, but the rotation is solid. I mean, it's a good rotation. If they add another one, that could make it even better. But they'll get some guys back healthy the whole year with Strider and Acuna. That should make It should make him a little bit more. That was such a bad take. Yes, it was. It was a bad take.
I want to
last
ask you: do you think Tyler doubles down this year and goes? They're going to go 106 for sure.
we gotta double check with him. Hey, how high are you gonna go on this? Yeah, what are we gonna do with this? I bet he could. I can see him. I can see him getting stubborn and doing the same thing with it. But they go out and they sign the relievers. They're like, we're spending big money on relievers. We got Suarez. We signed Iglesias, right?
Yeah.
Like they do it. They went that route. They make it kind of a minor but pretty good outfield move, and getting Yaz out there as well, adding some depth and some defense to that big outfield there. Gives them some flexibility. They get Dubon as well, who's a good, good defensive infielder as well. Can hit a little bit here or there, but I don't know. Where are you kind of at with the Braves on this? They're kind of an interesting team to me as we kind of work our way through the offseason here a little bit. I feel like there's still a move for them to make as well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I don't hate the rotation. I don't hate the rotation.
I don't hate the rotation either. They need to get a catcher. Sean Murphy, I don't know. They're kind of splitting between Sean Murphy and Drake Baldwin.
Yeah.
But I mean,
one rookie of the year.
Yeah. Matt Olson's great. Ozzy Albies is solid. But he's a free agent. I mean, Austin Riley kind of took a dip this year. Jurickson Profar, limited playing time, but he was good. Michael Harris, I mean, their lineup is just, now that I'm looking at it, it's like there's not a lot of reliable guys other than Acuna, and he may get injured. Yeah. That's the thing. Yeah. And so it's kind of like it's kind of weird for them to say, like, go out and get a big guy, because they always like come up with some great player. But I think they need a more consistent guy, and Marcell Ozuna, I think, is out. Yeah. Jurickson Profar, I mean, I can't remember if he's got another year left, but
yeah, he does.
I mean, Austin Riley has always been hit and miss. Matt Olson, it seems like he starts off slow and then he really racks them up. But he goes through a little bit of some dry spells. So it kind of seems like they need a good, solid, consistent player. Maybe Real Muto. But Drake Baldwin is he's a good catcher. So I don't know where you put him necessarily.
I really think the bullpen moves, though, with Suarez and Iglesias are big, though, because you're down, right. You're shortening the game a little bit, right? You are shortening the game. You're giving yourself some more bullpen depth there. You have Yaz that can maybe make up some time if you did have one of those out. If you did have an outfielder go down, obviously he's not going to be able to play to Acuna's level, but I do see those bullpen guys as big signings. I mean, spent a ton of money on them, right? And especially Suarez. He found his way with the Padres, right? I mean, he was dominant with them. So and he's gonna be their setup man along with Iglesias. That's the plan there. So
it's nice to have two closers for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't get the warm and fuzzies with them, and
interesting.
A lot of those guys are aging for me, and so. But yeah, I guess if I had to rank them, it's probably Cubs, Braves, and Astros. Okay. Still, but it's kind of weird. Like, I think the Braves are kind of getting into that no man's land, where it's like,
well, you got
you don't know what they can do. Like, that they need to get better, and it's like they're so close, but you don't know what to do necessarily. So, I mean, I think an upgrade at shortstop, second base with Bo Bichette is a must.
That would be a good signing for them. That would be a Braves type signing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like they're dangerous still. Like, so I'm still kind of like, they're one of the teams them and the Cubs, right? And I'm still very fascinated what they're going to do, because if the Cubs lose Tucker and don't get anybody to replace him, then you got to feel way worse about them, right? Like, you're not feeling good about them at this point. Or, I mean, they still have a decent pitching staff. They got, I don't know. That'd be a lot. You're losing one of the top free agents that we have, and you traded for him, and now he's gone. Yeah. So that would be kind of interesting where these two teams end up when we actually get to spring training and see where they're at with it. So you would go. Tell me your ranking again with them. Cubs,
Braves, and Astros.
Cubs, Braves. So I would go Astros, Cubs, Braves as well. I would switch to the Astros. I feel more confidence in them again. I feel like
Really?
Yeah, I don't. I feel like the one thing with getting rid of Valdez is, though he's a great pitcher, they are now committed to Brown. They got the guy. They got the guy from Japan. They got I like the Burrow signing, and I don't know what it is about them. I still think that they have. I like what they did this offseason with some small little moves here. So, and I don't think losing Valdez would be the end of the world to them for them. Yes, he's a great pitcher, but I do think they could bounce back a little bit with it. And I do hear you on the Braves. There are some inconsistencies there with it.
But who got better in that division? I mean, in the division in the West, in the AL West, you had the Mariners, the Rangers, the Astros, the Athletics, and the Angels. And so, I mean, the Mariners are the only ones that got better. I mean, they signed Bo Naylor, or extended him, I should say.
Yeah.
And who else did they get? They got a hitter who wasn't going to be gangbusters. But so we all have different opinions on this one. Feels good to be back. Yeah.
I just think that yes, I just think that the West is not. It's not a dominant division. I mean,
No.
You know what I mean? It's not. I mean, I know the Mariners had a great run last year in the postseason. They definitely have the pitching to get it done. But if I was just to say, and the Rangers, we don't know. We've talked about them before. Who knows? So could go back and forth with them where we go with that. But they haven't done enough to win a World Series. Yeah, no, they haven't done enough. But we'll see. We'll see where it goes with these three teams.
Oh,
yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, one big free agent is third baseman whose name escapes me. Suarez, yeah. He's
Pirates rumors,
not,
I'm hearing.
He hasn't signed with anyone.
Oh.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, they need to get some guys.
Well, if the Mariners lose him, right? He had some big at-bats for him last year. So
kind of weird how that one's been silent too.
Yeah, I was looking at him right before we were kind of doing the show, probably about 10 minutes before, and I was like, "Oh, he might be next week on this one. He might be the guy next week we need to go to." Mariners need Donovan. Send the Cards one of those nice young pitchers. Yeah, it's all. We'll just give you a stud pitcher for Mr. Donovan. I don't think that's going to happen there, Mr. Josh.
Yeah,
that's happening on that side. All right. That was a good discussion on those teams. All right, let's get to our best second basemen. Before we get to the ones we've ever seen, can you give me your all-time list that you put together?
Yeah, if I can pull it up. So let's see.
Think of Arenado as a bonus. I don't think Arenado's getting the bonus for that.
I don't know if that's a bonus there, Josh. So my number 10, I don't know if you've ever heard of this guy, Tony Lazzeri.
I've heard of him.
So all time, he's my number 10. Let's see, 178 home runs. Let's see, 292 batting average, 380 career on base, and a 121 OPS plus. As second baseman go, that's above and beyond. Do you want to take a guess of what years he played?
I'm going to say 1911 to 1924.
You're close.
What was it?
He played from 1926 to 1939.
Before World War II. You're great. I love it. Give me your next old timer here. Give me your next old timer.
Number 9 is not so old, but Ryan Sandberg.
All right, like that. Solid pick.
Long time Cubby. Let's see. 285 base batting average, 344. OPS, 114 OPS plus. He probably was the best second baseman in the 80s.
Yeah.
I mean the 90s. I'm sorry. No, the 80s and the
80s. Yeah. He played 22 years. He played a long time. All right. So Sandberg 9. Where you go?
Number 8. Roberto Alomar.
Solid choice there. We'll get into him a little bit more here in just a second. So we'll save some detail on him because I'm going to have him on my list here with the next one. All right, hit me with number 7.
Then number 7, Jeff Kent, recently inducted Hall of Famer.
Okay, yep.
Jackie Robinson.
Solid.
Yeah, great stealing machine. It's kind of weird. Like you don't ever know really where to put him. First base, second base, shortstop. I think he played third base also. I mean, he just played everywhere.
Yeah, second base.
Probably the first ever utility player, I think. Uh,
yeah, no doubt. That's actually a good point on that.
You're gonna love this one.
Let's hear it.
My number 5 is Nap Lajay.
John Jay? No.
Lajway. Do you want to take a guess of when he played?
I'm gonna go even farther. I'm gonna go 1907 to 1922.
Okay, you're close. He started in 1896. And he played from to 1916.
A whole century ago. I love it. Hey, I saw back in my day there. He had a good.
And he had a whopping 82 home runs, which back in that day was pretty astounding.
That was like 400.
Yeah, a career 338 batting average, 380 on base, and an 846 OPS with a 150 OPS plus. Yeah, he's in the Hall of Fame, so that's all that matters because he was my new favorite player.
Look, give me the last name I gave. Lejay. What'd you say it was? Lejay over there?
Nap Lejay.
Man, that's quite the name there. All right, so we got nappers there. Who we got? Keep going with me here.
4, Joe Morgan.
All right, great. Know who he is. Know who he is.
Yeah, great guy. Number 3, Charlie Gehringer.
40s?
Number
30s?
2, I don't know.
30?
I didn't get that far.
All right.
Number 2, Eddie Collins.
No, Eddie is. He's an A. He was an A.
Yeah.
Right?
There you go, A's.
There you go.
And number 1, I think it's pretty obvious. I think we all know Rogers Hornsby, the greatest Cardinal ever, and also the greatest second baseman of all time. I don't think it's even close. Do you want me to just read his stats real quick?
Yeah, give them to me.
So between the years 1915 and 1937, he had 301 home runs, 1584 RBIs, 358 batting average, 434 on base, 1.01 OPS, and a 175 OPS plus. 2-time MVP, and fun fact, he won the Cardinals their first ever World Series championship in what year? 1926 against Babe Ruth's Yankees.
Get off my lawn. That's what I'm thinking. Get off my lawn with that research. Nobody's giving me better than that look. I love it. Second base is probably the position where you go back the farthest with some of these guys too.
You have to because it's a big dry area. It's not like third base or first base where it's so stacked.
19. We're we're on fire right now. I love it. He's going way deep. All right. How about
Andy won the Triple Crown twice. Rogers Hornsby won the Triple Crown twice, which back in that day wasn't a lot to do. There wasn't.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is why we pay Mr. Stone the big bucks. This is why he gets up at 4 a.m. in the morning. He's looking up who these guys are. Let's look it up who Scooter is. I don't know who are they. Whoever these guys are. You're like, who's Scooty or who's some like.
Honorable mention was Old Man Withers, who played from 1788 to 1930. Had a prestigious 150-year career.
Oh man, Withers. I love it. You're going down Old Man Withers. We got it. I gotta have the music for this one on it. That's a great. I love it. That's so funny. We got. What is happening here?
I imagine our lists were completely similar, right? You did as much research as we did.
What looks like I found. That was great. Bro, this guy's man, he's the best deep dive. These are deep diving out there. He doesn't stink. How dare we play that? He does his research with it. He's being that's so funny. All right. All right. Let's see if you can surprise me with who are the best that you've ever seen, Logan
Oh my!
Stone.
You don't want to give your top 10?
I have my top 10 for best I've ever seen.
Okay.
So here's mine. I have Alomar number 1.
Number 1? Really? Oh,
Yeah.
well, yeah, you saw it. Okay, yeah, because you're a little bit older than me.
41.
And so
How old are
yeah,
you?
28.
30, 28. All
I'm a
right. So
young
28.
and spry man.
All right. So we got 20. We got 13 years difference. So we've seen a little different everything. So I saw Alomar would be for me number 1. Who I got would be the number 1 guy. So for me, I think Altuve's. I'm a big Altuve guy.
Yeah.
So that would be a big one for me. So Alomar, I got to see a lot of. Obviously, missed his early years with the Padres and some of that, but then I saw most of his career. I would put switch hitter, timely hitter, great defender. Altuve's 2 for me. Sandberg is 3. Again, partially this is how where I've seen him.
Yeah.
I got Biggio 4. I got Kent 5. I got Chase Utley 6. I got Robinson Cano 7.
Really?
Kinsler 8. Luis Castillo 9. And I got Jose Vidro, who was an Expo that was a good player for them. Went to the he went to the Nationals as well when they moved as well. He had a great 7-year run for the Expos as well. So for me, those are Brandon Phillips was close to this list. He was kind of right there with me as well, where I might have put him on the list as well. So those to me are the best second baseman I feel like I've seen here with it. So
I'm glad Josh is here to hear me say this. So Brandon Phillips was probably supposed to be my 3 or 4, and I kicked him off that list so
for
fast.
that reason, just for that reason.
Yep.
Brett Boone was the other guy that was close for me. Brett Boone was kind of. He had some. I could have put him over Vidro for sure.
He had such a short prime though.
It's basically that 1 year. He had good years, but that one massive year he had with Seattle. I think he had 141 RBIs for them in that year. Just an unreal season. The year they won 116 games. So he would probably him and Phillips would be close to me. I know there's a few other guys. You remember Marcus Giles from the Braves as well? He had a good little run. He had a good run as well. Brian Giles' brother.
It was Marquis Giles.
Maybe I thought it was Marcus Giles. It could be Marquis Giles as well.
Maybe it is Marcus.
He had a good run as well. Edgardo Alfonso, I kind of thought about as well as some of these guys here on the list. So, anyways, that's my top 10. Where do you go with yours?
My number 1 is Rogers Hornsby. No, no.
You've watched enough YouTube videos. You've watched enough,
No, my number 10, and I kind of want to talk to you about this because I'm kind of interested how you landed on your list. My number 10 is DJ LeMahieu.
Yeah, I thought about him.
He was really solid with Colorado, and then obviously with the Yankees for that short period of time. He had a big dip off, but I mean, when it comes to second baseman, like he was a great defender, which is kind of what that position is like defense first. And then, he hit for contact, which is more than what you can ask for. So he was a great guy. Number 9 kind of surprised me how many second basemen got overlooked because they played with exceptional shortstop.
Maybe a few, but I don't think for this. Maybe Cano with Jeter at times. I don't know, but
Josh is making me think of something. But you don't really think of the best duos. You think of the best battery in baseball history, but the best duos at shortstop and second base. That's kind of interesting to me.
Vizquel and Alomar for the Indians always jump out to me. Just as an immediate one for my era where I was the 90s, they were together, best of great defensive duo there. That's just the first one that kind of initially jumps. I thought Rich Aurelia and Jeff Kent were pretty good for the Giants out here in the Bay Area. Thought that was a pretty good duo as well. That's just a couple ones that kind of immediately jump out to me when I think of duos.
Yeah, and kind of just recency bias. I think Simeon and Seager were a great duo. But anyways, that's my tangent. But so my number 9 was Daniel Murphy. he kind of snuck up on my list, honestly.
Yeah,
He had some solid numbers, 696 OPS and a 113 OPS plus, and then a 341 career on base percentage. Uh,
excellent.
yeah,
Had,
I mean,
had,
he was just so great. And I
yeah,
remember watching him and I was like, yeah, he's really good. And then like you really look at his stats and he's like, oh my gosh. That was the best recent pair.
recent
Oh
pair.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No,
Um,
Murphy's a good one. I don't know, didn't really think about him. That's a good call. Yeah,
but yeah, you had like, yeah,
yeah.
Twisty Joe McGraw on your
McGraw,
team. So
it was
who
something like
played
that.
from
That-
1887 to 1927.
all right, keep hitting me with it.
Okay, Ben Zobrist at number 8.
All right, I can see
Yeah,
Ben on there for you.
he's a
Okay.
solid guy. Hit for power, hit for contact. And he had a spray chart that was everywhere. It seemed like.
Yep.
And he was a switch
Switch
hitter, which
hitter.
was kind of awesome to see from a second baseman. We rarely see that.
Great trade by
Number
the Royals, right? Great trade from
Yeah.
they got him that won them a World Series with the Royals on that one.
Yeah, back-to-back
was-
World Series with the Cubs too.
Yep, we made the A's had him, and then they traded him to the Royals in that deal. So, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
So Zobrist, that's a good call. Who else you got there?
Number 7 kind of forced his way on to the list too. Ian Kinsler.
Yep, no doubt.
The thing that you really, talk about best duos. Him and Elvis Andrews in the 2010s were great.
Good call there. Good call there.
Yeah, and
Good
yeah,
call.
and so, but yeah, he was known for his speed. One of the fastest guys in the 2010s, 2008 on. He was awesome. So this one is kind of controversial, I think.
Mhm.
But I just really had to put him up here. Dustin Pedroia at number 6.
You know what? It's funny when as soon as this I said my list, I was like, I should have put Pedroia over Vidro. And Kesty. That was probably the mistake I made. Pedroia should definitely be over here over Vidro for me.
Yeah.
And I like Vidro too. Like I obviously have him on the list, but Pedroia, I left him off. He should be on this list for me.
Yeah, he should be on the top 10 list, especially from 2000 to 2025.
Yeah.
But I think injuries kind of plagued him, and
Yeah.
we didn't really get to see how good he could have been. And so 6 felt right to me. I mean, rookie of the year, and then followed that up with an MVP. He was just so awesome. Hit for power, hit for contact and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just never got to see the full Pedroia.
Good
Number
color.
5, Chase Utley.
Yep. Utley and Rollins, that's a duo too.
That was a great duo. 2000s, that's probably the duo.
Yeah, that's definitely up there.
Yeah. And then let's see. Jose Altuve, I had number 4. He probably should be higher, but I don't know.
Like him.
I mean, I like him, but it was hard for me to kind of justify him over the next 3 guys.
All right.
And my next 2 guys are also Astros, Jeff Kent and Craig Biggio. Craig Biggio was just awesome contact hitter. Jeff Kent, most home runs by a second baseman, right?
Yep.
And then number 1 is Robinson Cano. And so
you have Cano a lot higher than I would. I think that's probably the most fat. And I have Kent a lot lower than I would. I made the mistake. Pedroia should be on this list. I was a dummy for not putting him on. I know I was thinking about him too, but he should be on this list for me. Yeah. So the only guys you didn't see that I saw were Alomar and Sandberg. So you wouldn't have them on this list. That would be where that lies. So give me your top 3 again. Cano.
Top 3, Jeff Kent, Craig Biggio, and Robinson Cano. 3, 2, 1.
And so, so we both have Biggio ahead of Kent. So we agree with there on that. So the big ones is Altuve. I think Altuve is better than both those guys. So that's a big difference on our end. I don't know what Cano was a great player. I think him obviously going to Seattle, he lost some of his luster with that as well. But he had a great run with New York. Yeah. There's no doubt about that.
I mean, he was so great with the Yankees. I mean, it was hard. Like,
great hit.
I mean, it's really hard to see a power second baseman.
Yeah.
It's so rare, and he was so good at it. So I'm
One of the
trying to
best
pull
swings.
up.
One of the best swings
Yeah,
we see.
so
Uh,
smooth.
yeah, no, that's kind of an interesting one too. So that was it's fun doing these kind of lists, especially because we do have a little bit of an age gap there with it, with me being a little wiser, so there is a little so there, no, it's kind of fun though. Like I was thinking about that last week. I was doing the first baseman, and now this one, even though I blew it with the majority part of it. But even in that, looking at guys like Castillo and Vidro, and Zobrist and LeMahieu, like these are really good second basemen that are going to be overlooked in the history of the game, right? Like these guys aren't making the
Yeah.
Hall of Fame, but they are great players. Like Ian Kinsler's not even going to make the Hall of Fame, and he's a great player.
Yeah.
I don't even think Utley will probably get in, and he's a great player. You know what I mean? So
No. Yeah.
Cano, he probably won't even get in.
No, the PEDs and kind of he crashed hard.
Yeah. It's
And
kind of
so
funny how I always looked at him and Beltre's career similar in a sense, except like Adrian Beltre, except for big difference is Beltre bounced back when he went to the Rangers. Well,
yeah.
remember when Beltre had like that year at the Red, like he kind of had a couple down years with Seattle, then went to
Yeah.
the Red Sox, had a good year, then signed that deal with Texas and kind of took off again. Cano never had that second part of his career.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He never had that second part that he went to Seattle like Beltre did. They both died there.
Yeah.
And then, you know what I mean? But then Cano just didn't get out soon enough like Beltre did. And that was it. Just I kind of found their kind of things interesting. So Cano for you, the best ever that you've seen. I like it. All right.
Yeah, I think and to be honest, like these lists are not,
Oh no, it's fun.
it's not the easiest like to
No.
make, not like for the good reasons. Like second base is just a very lackluster position.
Yeah,
And
especially
so
in our eras.
yeah. But I do think like Robinson Cano, like what would he have been like if he had stayed in New York? What
A
if he
lot better.
I think he would have been so. I mean, they could have
I'm
used him for sure. They needed him.
short
But
porch.
yeah, short
Well, like I
porch.
said, you goes from there to Seattle, like one of the hardest
Yeah,
places to hit at. And
yeah,
then you go to New York, which was he's left-handed. I mean, a dream world of a place to hit at.
yeah.
So,
And
I
it
mean,
is so weird to think that the Seattle Mariners paid him more than the Yankees, but
yeah.
it was
No, it was interesting. Yeah, it's fun doing this list with it. We'll see what we hit next week. Maybe it's shortstop or third base. We'll probably decide here when we get off the air. But yeah, no, that was fun kind of looking at it again with it. So Alomar for me and Cano for you. So very interesting how we kind of looked at these two lists where they came down on it as well. All right, that was fun. That was good stuff. All right, let me get to the Peter tag. All right, Diamond Notes. We'll keep it moving here. Cubs, they do land Cabrera in that big trade with the Marlins. A's don't get the rights to Las Vegas Athletics. Very interesting there. Or Vegas Athletics. Manfred wants maybe an inside or an in-season tournament. We possibly talked about there. What are you making of that trade though? First, Cabrera's got good stuff. He has a long history of injuries, but his stuff is really good. He's got number 1 to 2 stuff. So we'll see where it goes there with it. They had to give up a lot. They gave up their top prospect as well. A lot of arbitration stuff happened this week too. Let's start there. What do you make of the Cubs getting Cabrera in that trade?
it's a solid pickup. I mean, him, I guess Steele is the number 1 and Cabrera is the number 2. Imanaga's 3, maybe 2A.
Boyd's there
Yeah.
too, right?
I mean, that's a good 1-2-3 punch right there.
Yeah.
Edward Cabrera last year, I mean, on a bad team, I always get impressed whenever a good pitcher plays well with a bad team. 3.53 ERA, 1.25 ERA plus, 3.83 FIP, and a 1.22 WHIP, and a 3.13 strikeout to walk ratio.
Yep.
I mean, it's solid numbers from a guy, and so being backed by a good team is going to be really helpful. The only thing that scares me is playing in Wrigley Field where it's windy. It's a lot different than playing in a dome or a enclosed facility like the Miami. I'm kind of scared that maybe he won't perform well, but I mean, I'm sure he'll be able to adapt. I mean, there are good pitchers who played with Chicago who dealt with it, but I wonder if it's going to be different for him.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that'll be. I think it's obviously a really good move for the Cubs. I think them getting a pitcher with that type of stuff. They did have to give up a number one prospect, so we'll see where that. I'm always. I don't know. I mean, when you give up your number one guy, that does kind of make me hesitate a little bit. But Cabrera does have Cabrera. The reality is he could be definitely an all-star with the stuff he has. So we'll see if he can get it to play. So from that standpoint, I really do like the move that they decided to make in that situation. What do you make of the A's kind of with the whole trademark thing? I mean, I don't even really know what that means going forward. You know what I mean? Like, is it just that they've always been the Athletics, so it can't be Las Vegas Athletics? You know what I mean? Or they can, but other people can. It's just weird to me what that means.
So yeah, basically they don't own the rights, so they can't sell. I don't think they can sell jerseys with that name on it. Now they can appeal it, and it's funny. I was researching it. I think it was Las Vegas News was talking about it, and they said that the guy who, I don't know if he was a federal arbiter, I guess, and he doesn't like baseball at all. And and so they were saying like the guy who was deciding a baseball team's name didn't care about it. He said change the name, and they were like, no, we can't change the name. We don't want to change the name. So that's kind of interesting. They're going to appeal it. I think they have 3 months to appeal it. But it was interesting because the Guardians ran into the same issue when they were looking to rename their team. And they ended up getting their name. So obviously, I think the Athletics are going to be fine. It's just so weird that they have to do this, but I don't know if they didn't have a problem with Athletics, the last 100 years. So maybe it's different because Athletics is such a broad name. So I'm curious.
Yeah.
Don't start with me, Josh. Don't get me canceled.
Don't get you canceled, Josh. Don't get the man canceled around here. We don't want to get him canceled on there. You mean the Native Americans, Josh? Get it straight. We're Native Americans. So I thought that was kind of interesting. We're getting some small deals like Lorenzen signed with the Rockies. Molly went to the Giants. They finish out their rotation with that. Well, they could always be the Elephants, yes. Except for guess what, Josh? They took the elephant away. They took the logo off. That was probably that was part of the deal, which was stupid. They still have the mascot, but they took the elephant off there with it. So poor Stomper, not getting the job done anymore. So that's my diamond notes for this week with it. All right, it's trivia time for Mr. Logan. I did some trivia here. With what he got. Oh no, the pride in the tribe. All right, Logan. Here we go. Hit number 1. I played for 14 seasons, amassing almost 1,500 hits, 88 homers, 571 RBIs, a 272 average, starting my career in St. Louis for 1 season before being traded to an AL West team.
14 seasons.
Good little run there, right? Good little run. Let me get back in season tournament. Oh yeah, we should hit on that before. We'll do that in just a second after trivia here with it.
Move on to hit number 2.
All right, hit number 2 here with it. All right, I won the 2002 ALCS MVP, beating the Twins 4-1. I hit 357 and hit 3 homers in the ALCS while playing the infield.
Who won the ALCS that year?
Who was in the World Series in 2002? Can you?
Angels.
All right, so there you go.
Oh, it's not Eckstein, is it?
It is not Eckstein. It is not Eckstein.
Oh, he didn't. Okay, so infield. I keep thinking of Benji Molina. It's not
He was on
Troy
that team.
Gloss, is it?
He is not Troy Glass. It is not Troy Glass.
Tim
Not
Salmon
Troy.
wasn't a first baseman, was he?
He was not a first baseman. He was a left fielder, right fielder.
Yeah.
At that point, he was not part of it. Not part of
Okay.
it. You want me to get hit number 3 here? Or do you
Yeah. Yeah. Go
take
ahead.
one? So MVP, the ALCS, right? We got that. He was the one there.
Yeah.
We'll see if we see. This is still a hard one. I played for the Cardinals, like I said, and he played for the Cardinals twice. I'll throw that out there as well. So at 2 different points in his
Yeah.
career, he played for the Cardinals. I played for the Angels. I played for the A's for a little bit. I played for the Nationals, the Dodgers, and Royals near the end of his career. His big run was with the Angels, and then he went from the Angels to the Cardinals for a couple more years again after that, playing the infield.
I
And he
keep thinking
played
of the Angels infield right then, and now I keep. What? I'm sorry. What were you going to say?
well, just to give you a little clue, we did do best second baseman ever, so that might be your clue. He did play
That's
second
what I was
base.
thinking was the second base. Okay.
Hunter? No, not Hunter.
No, Torrey Hunter.
Tony Welmack?
Oh,
No, not Welmack. No,
Womack is
that's
a
a
good one. I'm
good
thinking
guess.
2004. No.
So he went back to the Cardinals in 2007, and he
Okay.
played there for 2000. He played there in 2007 and 2008, and then went over to the A's in 09. But had a run with the Angels from 2000 to 2005. He was 6th in Rookie of the Year in 2000 as well. He batted left-handed, had kind of an uppercut swing, big looping swing. Was always kind of a
Oh
pain in the
man,
butt. I don't think you're gonna get it, but as
it's
soon
on
as
the
I say
tip
the
of my.
name, you will.
Yeah.
You want to take a
It,
guess? You got it last week with Jeff Conine. Somehow pulled that out of your butt.
I
Get that
know.
one
I
out of
know.
there.
Yeah. Seven is a dark era for me. So yeah, let's go ahead.
All right, his name, the ALCS MVP of your Los Angeles. Oh, it was Anaheim back then. It is the great Cardinal, Adam Kennedy is the answer there with it. It was Adam Kennedy. You remember him though, Leach, right? Do we at
Yeah,
least
I
remember Adam?
remember. You know what's funny is like
Infield?
I
Oh,
in like
left-handed.
2010 I had him on my like created roster on my MLB
Yeah,
The Show. I put him on
yeah.
my team, and yeah, so it's just funny that I totally miffed on him.
That is, like I said, this was going to be a tough one for you, so I made that for you. But he did have a little run there with the Cardinals, so I said, all right, maybe he'll be able to get him on that. A
Keel
random ALCS guy.
was my
Say that
first
again.
pick. Rick and Keel was my first guy.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to try to get me with that,
that
but
was Rick
anyways,
Akeel. Yeah, no, he wasn't good on that one. All right, hey, before we do get to the flashback video of the week and we get out of here, I did want to go real quick on the in-season tournament because we did miss it. Is this just one of these kind of just one of these random things? I mean, he says he goes out and say it's a much thing in our sport than it is in other sports because of our season long records. You're playing around with something that people care a lot about. I personally don't like the idea of it. It's not. I hate the one in the NBA too. I'm not a fan of that at all. It doesn't really do anything
yeah.
for me. I mean, I guess it would probably have to be set up similar where the regular season games count towards you getting into this Final Four thing. But at the end of the day, if my team wins the in-season tournament, I don't know. It is what it is, right? Maybe they get extra money and all that stuff, but I just don't see it working in that regard. Give me the World Baseball Classic in March. That's enough for me. Every 3 years,
Yeah.
I like this year. I'm looking forward to watching some kind of like competitive baseball in March. I don't know how you are. I kind of forget how you are on the World Baseball Classic, but give me that. Don't give me this in-season tournament stuff. That's what the All-Star game's for. That's what I'm just not a fan of it. I mean, I don't know. I get it, money, but I don't know. I'm just not big on this.
I think what would be cool, and it would have to be a one game, like obviously one game, bracket, and
Yeah.
like doing it, have it done in like 5 days, 6 days. Like don't draw it out, like make it a month-long thing.
Yeah.
But and like even having teams play double headers, like, hey, the Cardinals won this game. Now they have to play the Athletics in this game at 7:30 or something.
Yeah.
I think that would be cool. I think whoever wins the tournament is guaranteed a playoff spot. I think that should do it. Like no matter how they go the rest of the season, they are guaranteed maybe at least a 2. Like they had to do something extra for the rest of the season to get a 1. I don't know what I mean. I don't know necessarily what all goes into that. But if you're going to do that, you have to cut the games. I mean, I said 140 was my perfect baseball season. I think it would have to be dropped down to 130.
Yeah.
And I don't mind that.
Yeah. I don't know if the owners
But
are going to like that one. I mean, the NBA
yeah.
still keeps their 82 game schedule. So basically, in the NBA, if you do make it all the way there to the Cup thing, you're basically playing 2 games that don't count towards the regular season. You know what I mean? Like you're playing 2 games that don't. So I don't know. I just don't see the point of that. It just doesn't have that history of it, and I don't know. I just you're dealing with your arms. You're already having guys throw less innings, and now you're asking for that. Like the manager's really gonna. I don't know, Logan. I think it's just an idea they're throwing out. Though I've disagreed with Manfred in a lot of things, especially the Oakland situation. He has done some good stuff with some of the rules there with it. This to me, that's just not needed. I don't even think the younger generation's clamoring for something like this. Right? Like, I don't think it's not like a big thing.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I've thought about it, and I thought like, yeah, it'd be cool, but it's just not feasible with baseball. Basketball, you can do it, but with baseball, it's really hard to play 2-3 hour games and in a day or whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
And the thing is that they play they play double what the basketball players play. So it's just so hard to do. And if they added a tournament and kept the 162 plus the expanded playoffs, it's just, we're looking at December games, honestly.
Yeah.
And that in 10 years that they do, like, say they implement it next year, and then 10 years from now, they're going to say, okay, now we're going to have like 3-game playoffs between each bracket. Like, it's just going to grow because they're going to find money in it. And it's just ridiculous. It's not worth it. I don't find it. I think I'm happy with the WBC.
Yeah.
I think that's fun. I think that's about as great of a tournament as you can have, where all the countries come together. You make baseball bigger. Because you had fans who were not baseball fans paying attention to the World Baseball Classic. And
absolutely,
it was awesome. Like nothing but baseball. And it's
no
just,
doubt.
it doesn't work, I don't think. And yeah, I honestly, you see all these players in October, they get so exhausted already. And it's just, I can't imagine adding another 30 games to it.
Yeah, no, that's a lot to add at it. That's a lot to add there with it. So I mean, that'd be a little tough there with it. So yeah, I don't think it's going to get much. I'd be shocked if that's one of them that gets passed. I'd be shocked if they agree to that when all their discussions come up, and you know what I mean, in terms of the negotiations that we're going to be seeing here and all that. Logan, we know that's going to be a hot topic at the end of this year, obviously with labor talks and all that good stuff. So we'll see where that all ends up here with it too. So I don't know. We'll see where they're at. What's Josh here? Go back to division winners and the 2 best teams from the tourney as the wild cards. Yeah, it's not ideal. But you get home field advantage.
Yeah, if the best thing that you get from the tournament is, getting the wild card, you're going to get teams that just, totally black out totally just stop in the first round just so they can get that 3-4 days rest or whatever. However long it takes. And that's a smart move. Wild card is just not worth it. But I talk about this often, but like John Boy had a great thing where he said, and this could be a good replacement for a tournament, but like say halfway through the season is a season basically, like season A, and then there's season B. Season A, if you finish the top 2 best records are guaranteed a playoff spot, like 3 or 2. And
like Little League,
like
like that's what they do in Little League. You play a half
Yeah.
a season, that team makes the playoffs. Whoever
Yeah.
wins the second part, they make the playoffs, and then
Yeah.
they play in there. That would be your way of doing something like that. That's not a worse.
Yeah.
That's not a terrible idea. That one I could maybe.
Yeah. And I think that would get people more interested in paint, like especially those middle games where you're like, okay, like because in the dog days of summer, it's kind of like it's really hard to get fans to watch 162 games.
Yeah.
And so I think the end of that first half would really get people on board and say, hey, if we get the best record in the first half, we are guaranteed a spot no matter what. We can lose out the rest of the season. We're fine. We're getting at least the number 2 spot. And then if they get the best record in the second half too, they get the number 1 spot.
My initial question would be, do you change the trade deadline at that point too? If you did something like it'd just be interesting, you know what I mean? Because we won the first half, do we need to trade here? You know, so there would be that would be a little interesting there. So
game 82 is in June.
Yeah, it's about June, end of June.
And so move the All-Star. So after that first season, All-Star game, trade deadline right there. I mean, you keep that momentum going. Like, wow, what a finish to that first half! And then now we have the All-Star game, and now we have the trade deadline on those days where there's no baseball, which makes complete sense, way too much sense for baseball to actually implement because I don't know why. Because it just doesn't make sense. Like, why trade players in the middle of a game and then, I got to go to the other dugout because I just got traded to that team. No, so I'll see you in about 2 minutes. Yeah.
I get it. It makes sense on that side of it. So, Josh, thanks for reminding me on that one to bring that up here with it. So we'll see what the momentum gets from that as we kind of get closer to labor talks. That's when that stuff will come up a little bit. All right, MLB flashback.
The Cardinals are world champs in 2011.
All right, go ahead.
You know that old military song when like a soldier dies, like bah, 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 bah. Yeah, that's what I think of every time you play that.
Is that basically the end of an era?
It's like the end of the greatest Cardinals.
Hey, I'm going to get Adam Kennedy on here in just a second. I got a different video, but I wanted just to remind you of him. But I was going to say that trade that the Cardinals did make, they traded Kennedy and the Cardinals traded Adam Kennedy and Kent Bottenfield to the Angels for Jim Edmonds. That was the trade that you guys made. So pretty good trade. Yeah. The Cardinals, I think both teams got a World Series out of it eventually for the Cardinals. In that regard, they made it to the World Series. I don't think they actually won one with Jim Edmonds, though.
He won in 06.
He was on the 06. Against the Tigers, yes. He was on that team, yeah.
He hit a walk-off home run in Game 6 in the NLCS against the Astros to get them into Game 7, which eventually they won. And, actually, on that call, when he hit that, the announcer said, "We will see you tomorrow."
Joe Buck? Was that Joe on that call?
No, it was the Cardinals announcer right then. I can't remember. I don't think it was Michael Shannon.
Was it Michael Shannon on that? All right, here's my flashback video. You don't see this very often. Bases loaded. Only when you're playing Colorado does something like this happen. Milwaukee's up 5-2. Bases loaded here. Here we go. 1-2 count.
Bases loaded. And it gets by McHenry. Here comes Ramirez. Might have a play. Ramirez is in there. That throw gets away. In the score is Mark Reynolds.
Mark Reynolds.
And here comes Segura. And he will score. Segura caught the Rockies napping. 3 runs in.
On a wild pitch. 3 runs.
What was that, 12, 13?
It had to be around that time when you had Segura there. So as we're wrapping it up here. That was hilarious. I was like, oh, I got to get this one up here eventually. 3 runs on a pass ball. Are you out of your mind? So that's hilarious to me that he ends up getting through there on the pass ball with it. So that's got to be one of the funniest. I mean, you talk about an embarrassing play if you're a manager. Oh my God. Like literally the pitcher's walking back and the guy scores from third base. That's where
Yeah.
out with it. Hey, let me get a little Adam Kennedy. I did it on the trivia here. Here's his some of those highlights. There his swing. Just to give you a little
Mays
feedback.
delivers. AK rips one into right field. Dustin Moore to the wall. It's gone. A home run for Adam Kennedy, and the Angels are on the board. It gets out of here. It's a home run, the second one for Adam Kennedy, and the Angels go on top. It's 3-2.
So that was pretty much his run there with the Angels. Big part of that 0-2. Hit 3 homers in that game to clinch it with them. So kind of a big part. Was kind of a pain in the butt kind of hitter a little bit along the way too with it. So there's our throwback videos of the week. We'll see what we're at next week with it. Hopefully we can Edwards. Maybe you can jump on with us here as well. We can talk a little bit. Maybe if I know Edwards is coming on, we'll talk a little. We can hit the Cardinals a little bit strong here on one of these teams here a little bit. We haven't hit on them yet. So
if we get Edwards on here, we're not doing top 10 shortstops of all time.
No. Because Ozzy will be all at 10. Ozzy will be all 10. We don't want that one up there at all. We don't want Ozzy up there. But he never saw him play, so we can't do that. We can't do.
Oh, good.
He never saw him play. We'll just do the best ones we've ever seen with it. So we'll also fun with it as well there on that side. So appreciate everybody joining us. Josh, it's good to have you in the comments, my friend. Miss seeing you out there with it. So for Logan Stone, I'm Darren Breyer. We'll see you guys soon here on 7th Inning Stretch. Baseball's around the corner, people. See you there. Peace.